Patterson Instinct Magazine. Hi everyone, how are y'all doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So tell me, how excited are you for Rez Ball to premiere on Netflix?
So excited. So excited.
And Jessica Kauchani,
Over the moon.
over the moon? Good, good. So Sydney, as the film's director, can you talk about your overall vision for Rez Ball and how it's an invitation to see a side of America that many may not be familiar with?
Well, I think, just speaking from a basketball standpoint, I think one of the things that was really important for myself, having played basketball and being a fan of basketball and being a fan of basketball movies, it was really important for me that these kids were actually able to play basketball. It was important for myself. It was important for our producers. It was important for Netflix. And so we did a casting call to Indigenous, communities all over the United States and Canada. But we did something, a little bit different in that not only did people have to put themselves on tape, auditioning for the roles of the characters, they also had to do 3 basketball drills. They had to shoot a layup, shoot a 3-pointer, and shoot a free throw, and put themselves on tape doing that. And so that really helped us, kind of like find the best combination of people that had the acting chops, but also the basketball ability, because we really needed those 2 things. And I think one of the things I'm most proud of with this film is that there's no doubles, there's no stunts, there's no, every shot, every layup, every make, every miss that you see in the film is by one of our kids actually playing.
That's awesome. And can you talk about the importance of showcasing Native American and Indigenous communities?
Yeah, no, I think this is, it's in the title. It's Rez Ball, and I think with a lot of these communities, this is our lived experience. It's what we know. It's what we live. It's what we breathe. You know, um, you know, a lot of these communities, we don't have professional sports teams. We don't even have college teams, and so what we have is college, high school athletics, and so you have these kids in high school that have this, like, they become like celebrities within their own little worlds, and it has this sort of like rabid West Texas high school football type of following to them. And so to have the chance to introduce audiences to a side of America they might not have been familiar with through the vehicle of a sports film was an absolute honor.
For sure. Now, Jessica, you play Heather Hobbs. Why did you want to be involved with this project, and what made this the perfect role for you?
Um, I wanted to be involved in it because Sydney was offering me a job and I would not say no. So I'm like, yes, please. But also because of how much it resonates with me, with the personal work I do outside of the acting business for the last 20 years. So I work in some of the most isolated Native reserves across Canada historically, women's shelters, Native Urban Youth Association centers across Canada as well. So all of that is something that I knew that I could, it's just like second nature to me of like who Heather Hobbs was. So I know this character. I knew the strength of that a character like her would need to work in an environment where you're dealing with people going through some hard times, to say it lightly. So it's just like I wanted to work with Sid for quite a while, but also to be able to do it on a project that resonates so deeply for me. And I knew that would have a very meaningful and impactful meaning on our Indigenous communities as a whole, but also globally to create more exposure for other non-Native people to also get some insight into, what it's like on a reserve, what it's like amongst our people, what we go through. Yes, it's Navajo, but there's a lot of similarities between all Indigenous tribes. So, yeah.
For sure. And Kashani, am I pronouncing it right, Kashani?
It is Kauchani.
Kauchani, okay. Thank you. My apologies for butchering your name. But you play Jimmy Holiday, and so same question for you. Why did you want to be involved with this project, and what made this the perfect role for you?
Yeah. When I saw that this project was gonna be made on my Instagram feed, Rez Ball, I'd never seen anything like it in my time as far as a sports movie or an Indigenous movie with contemporary Indians, and and to put it bluntly, like I knew it was going to be history, and it is history because this is the highest budgeted film with an indigenous director. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. And ultimately, like the goal was just to be an extra on the opposite basketball team, just so I could see if this was something that I wanted to even, dip my toes in or go head first into acting. And, one thing led to another, and I ended up getting a role. And, having done this film, it was everything that I could have wished for and more.
It's awesome. And what do you all ultimately hope audiences take away from Rez Ball, particularly those who are a part of the queer community?
Oh, that's a great question. I think people from the queer community, what can they take away from the film? Again, I think a big thing with this story is, as with any story where you're portraying characters from a marginalized community, is, you try to focus on the humanity of the characters in other situations, because I think the humanity of our situations is the thing that sort of binds us regardless of our background. And, we really tried to focus on that with the characters and with the story. And so, I think my hope is, regardless of, how you identify, what your walk of life is, whether you're queer, whether you're straight, that you're able to find something in the characters that you can identify with and hopefully root for and feel inspired by.
Fantastic. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.